Hello, St. Joan of Arc families. Today we think about our God as a healer, one who wants to comfort us and lead us along a path of peace. And our healing God invites our question. Let's read it together.
How can we find God's path?
Both our readings bring up a road. In Jeremiah, God talks about leading the people on a straight road. And the gospel takes place on a road where we meet Bartimaeus begging for money and calling out to Jesus as he passes by. The people on the road try to silence the blind man and block his path toward Jesus. But once Jesus heals Bartimaeus, he begins to follow Jesus on the road. And so our readings invite us to think about a road or a path to God. Today we have Bartimaeus come to tell his story. As you listen, think about how Bartimaeus finds his way from the darkness into the light of God's path. Our actor is Tom Sonic.
I wasn't born blind. When I was a boy, I could see as well as you. But then I got a fever and it left me unable to see my hand in front of my face. I had been living in the sunlight and now I knew only darkness. I was all alone. My friends and even my family left me. I had no home, no place to feel safe. I felt my way through a world that didn't care if I lived or died. I'm Bartimaeus. I'd become blind, but I wasn't deaf. I'd heard all about this man named Jesus who people said could heal the lame. Well, then let him heal me. Who more deserving than me who had seen such rotten luck? If I could just see again, I'd make sure all those who hurt me would suffer too. I'd show them darkness. I went to hear Jesus speak. And something broke open inside me. He spoke of a world where no one lived in fear, where love reigned and all people had enough. Could such a world be possible? As Jesus was leaving our town, I made sure to be in his path. I don't know what I wanted from him, what I expected. I only knew I couldn't let him go. As he passed, his people crowded me off the road, but I cried out, "Jesus, have pity on me, help me." His people tried to push me back to make me invisible as always. Not this time. I yelled even louder until I heard Jesus stop. And then I heard his voice telling me to come to him. I felt the crowd shift, felt their eyes on me. Jesus calling me made me seem to make them open their eyes and see me for once. They moved aside to let me pass. And I jumped to my feet and ran toward that voice, forgetting even my cloak. The one thing I had, which I used to collect a few coins and which helped keep away the cold on the darkest nights. He asked me to tell him what I wanted him to do for me. For me. Jesus was looking at me, actually seeing me, and asking me what I wanted. And I knew. Even though it was crazy, I knew. Teacher, I want to be able to see. Then Jesus said, "You are healed because you believe in me." For a minute, nothing happened. Then I saw his eyes. I thought I must be dreaming those eyes. Eyes so full of light they seemed to see right into the darkness of my soul. My vision began to clear. I could see. But here's the really strange thing. I was more aware that he was seeing me than I was seeing the rest of the world. My heart, even more than my eyes, were open. And I believed in Jesus when I asked that he heal me. I don't know. I only know that when he looked at me with so much love, I felt my hatred and bitterness fade away. Jesus gave me back my hope as he gave me back my sight. Right then, I knew that I would give my life to take to the road and follow him. Healing those who were suffering, bringing peace and love to all people. I'd been blind, but now I could truly see.
In our telling of the gospel story, Bartimaeus' heart begins to open to the light while his eyes are still in darkness. When he hears the promise of Jesus' words, he takes to the road to encounter Jesus. As Jesus looks into Bartimaeus' heart and heals him, the blind man in turn seems to truly see Jesus, truly see just who Jesus is. After their meeting, Bartimaeus decides to follow Jesus, bringing peace and love to all people as they journey together on God's path.